Ranking aRPGs, action RPGs, top 10 action RPGs in a video gaming history. Now just so you don't get confused, action RPGs are computer isometric hack and slash RPGs, and only the games that cover this description will be included in this top 10 video. This entire genre came to be a long time ago, nearly 30 years ago, with Diablo 1, my favorite action RPG of all time. And there's a lot of people like me, some old school heads, that like to call hack and slash isometric action RPGs Diablo-like. With the release of this disastrous Diablo 4 and the upcoming Path of Exile 2, I decided to rank all action RPGs in the history of gaming. And where does newly Diablo 4 stands on this list? It's at the bottom of the abyss. It won't be included here because it's a very bad game and I doubt it can be saved anymore. Let's go. So how it all started? It started with one game. Isometric action RPGs are called like that because of a legendary game named Diablo 1. Diablo, believe it or not, was developed to be turn-based game. Then in the last moment, legendary Blizzard North devs decided to switch to real-time action, and boom, here we go, we got a new genre. 1996, new genre is born, Diablolikes, aka isometric action RPG, or to put it short, aRPG. Diablo 1 is a legendary game and one of the most innovative video games in gaming history, so it's by far going to godlike tier, no matter what came after it and what will come after it. That's the reality. Best voice acting, best atmosphere, best dungeon crawling, full innovation with camera angles, combat, itemization and leveling. Everything was innovative. Darkness, demons, and you. That's Diablo. I won't include third-person action RPGs on this list, only isometric. Also, only campaign action RPGs that lead into the endgame are here. That means no roguelites and no roguelikes action RPGs as well. So let's mention Diablolikes and create a top 10 ever. Those that are worth mentioning would be Victor Vran, Warhammer 40k, Inquisitor Martyr, Van Helsing, Torchlight 1 and 2, The Ascent, Voltsen, Grim Dawn, Titan Quest, Dungeon Siege 1 and 2, Path of Exile, Diablo 2, Diablo 3, Diablo 4, Dark Spores, Darksider Genesis, Bastion, Harbinger, Sacred 1 and 2, Shadows Awakening, Warhammer Chaosbane, Nox, Fate, Deathspank and Deathspank Tongues of Virtue, Divinity 2, Last Epoch. Now have in mind there are at least 100 more isometric action RPGs that are just not worth talking about, or they don't deserve to be ranked on this list. Now, here is a top 10 action RPGs ever created. Number 10, Deathspank and Deathspank Tongues of Virtue. Diablo-like parody. Great casual action RPG for laughs. I mean it, every item and every line of text in Deathspank games serves one purpose only, to make you laugh. What's even funnier is how challenging this game can be along the way if you pick to play it on the hardest difficulty. Number 9, Nox. Old school action RPG as it gets. Hard, challenging game with plenty of gameplay. Try it, it's still good enough to be on this list. Number 8, Dungeon Siege 1 or 2. Your choice. Spot number 8 belongs to this old school Diablo wannabe. They're great games that have no end, by the way. Number 7, Torchlight 1 and Torchlight 2. I decided to put both of these on spot 7 because they're practically the same games. Fun and casual action RPGs with strong replay value. If you're a fan of cartoonish style games, Torchlight is the only action RPG with that feature. Number 6, Titan Quest. Titan Quest is the savior of action RPG genre, by the way. It kept action RPG genre alive during mid-2000s. Thank God it exists. After all, it's the game that's directly responsible for giving us Grim Dawn, For those that enjoy ancient Greek mythology, Titan Quest will be an amazing experience. And now we also have an updated version of Titan Quest for 2023. Definitely worth playing. Number 5. Diablo 3. A lot of people are hating Diablo 3, but truth to be told, even if it's full with cringe moments during campaign, even if they made Diablo a woman that can't stop talking, endgame of Diablo 3 is actually fine now. It's the best game that a casual action RPG player can pick to play in its endgame. Easy to learn, solid endgame content, good build variety, very smooth gameplay, and by far the best game you can pick to play with friends. Diablo 3 in a full party of 4 is a brilliant game, optimized very well. Number 4. Diablo 2. I've spent thousands of hours in Diablo 2 during early 2000s. It was by far the best game at that moment, but it did not age well. Diablo 1 aged better in comparison. Yes, Diablo 2 is a monster action RPG. Cinematics were really something special back in the day in this game. A lot of people consider Diablo 2 to be the best action RPG in the history, but I disagree with that, even if I have thousands of hours in it. Nostalgia is one thing and reality is something else. Reality is, Diablo 2 copied a lot from Diablo 1, but failed in atmosphere and mystery. There are better action RPGs than Diablo 2 now, but Diablo 2 remains a legendary game with the strongest name in action RPG history. Number 3. Grim Dawn. Amazing game, not as complex as Path of Exile for example, but still complex enough to keep you busy for hundreds of hours with huge replay value. Good endgame, probably the best campaign in action RPG history as well. Grim Dawn is full to the brim with variety and secrets. There are only 2 games better in the genre than Grim Dawn. Number 2. Path of Exile. Best action RPG on the market right now. Graphics are a bit outdated because this game is older than a decade, but it's still the king, ruling without competition. It is the longest, hardest, most complex action RPG ever, created from maniacs for action RPG maniacs. Game that will consume your time, your life, your sleeping and eating schedule. Game that has no mercy. Game with the biggest replay value ever. Not only in action RPG genre, by the way. Game that's more addicting than drugs. Path of Exile is not user-friendly game at all, and it will take years to learn how to play and trade. Game is pure mathematics, roguelike, roguelite, action RPG with such a huge endgame content that can compete with 1,000 games at once. I'm dead serious. You place 1,000 games against Path of Exile will have more content. That's enough said. Number 1 and the winner is obviously Diablo 1. It all started with Diablo 1, pure innovation, best music, best dark atmosphere, phenomenal idea and writing, innovation. I could praise Diablo 1 for days. It is my favorite game of all time. It is the game that's directly responsible that I fell in love with isometric games, no matter if those games belong to action RPG or cRPG genre. Diablo 1 is as strong as Doom is for shooters, as Baldur's Gate 2 is for cRPGs. Legendary, timeless masterpiece. If you decide to replay, there are plenty of HD mods available for Diablo 1 that will make this gem look way much better on new systems. So, a lot of you will ask, where is Diablo 4 on the list? Diablo 4 is at the bottom of the abyss. Diablo 4 is an abomination made for mobiles, made for most casual playing, made to showcase your new shop outfit. Same like they did with World of Warcraft. They expect people to show off their cosmetics instead of playing the game. The game was made to take your money away with its shop while butchering Diablo name along the way. Diablo 4 is probably the biggest failure in action RPG history. Diablo 4 is a classic example of how you should never do action RPGs. There is time for Diablo 4 to get better, by the way, if it will ever happen, but the only way would be to fire an entire Blizzard development squad, keep the combat animations only, and revamp the entire game. Same how they did it with Diablo 3 basically. This game is more brainwashing agenda than an action RPG. It's more an MMO than an action RPG, and that's why it's not on this list. Story is cringe, writing is even worse, there is no endgame, build variety is low, itemization is poor, camera angle is in your face so you can see those shop cosmetics better, and I only see one solution here. New devs that will try to revamp and save Diablo name. Game lost millions of players in just a matter of weeks, and in a month from now, Diablo 4 will be dead for 99% of players. If nothing else, advertising worked well for Blizzard, and Diablo 4 earned them a lot of money, so it's a success in terms of money. They created a third and sold it like a diamond. Great marketing, more money went into marketing than into gameplay. Good job, new Blizzard, good job. But what's good out of Diablo 4 failure? A lot of new players and those that got introduced to action RPG genre are slowly discovering old school action RPGs like Path of Exile, like Grim Dawn, like Titan Quest, and of course Diablo 1. That's very good. Diablo attracted more action RPG players, and some of those better games, far better games, will now get the proper audience when people get sick of Diablo 4, which they already are. So that would be my top 10 list of the best action RPGs in the gaming history. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you on the next one. Thanks for watching.